Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Si no me conocen, hola, yo soy Erika Ángel y hoy les voy a estar haciendo un video leyendo las historias que me mandaron. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories and on my YouTube community to send me stories. Historias de espantos that you guys have gone through or a friend or relatives. Y me mandaron un chingo. You guys have been asking for these type of videos. I know you guys love them. I had done a few. El Goofy anda de lángaro con un juguete. Y eso that we neutered him, but whatever. I haven't read any of these stories, so I'm pretty excited, but I'm kind of scared. Ahorita son las 12:53. Solo a mí se me ocurre grabar estas horas, ¿verdad? If you're watching this right now, go to the comments and comment right now a qué hora estás mirando mis videos. I would like to know. I'm a chismosa and I know that some of you guys actually watch my videos at night and I think that is so freaking cool. I got eyelash extensions, so ando bien creída, ya me creo. I feel like me quedaron bien bonitas. It's the perfect length and I'm just waiting for my glasses because my old glasses make me look como el morro de Scary Movie. Like, I literally look like the guy from Scary Movie, especially with no makeup. I came to a point where I accept it. But these new glasses that I got, they make me look so pretty, so I'm really excited. It's funny because right now after I got my lashes done, I was like, dude, I feel kind of like sore. Como apenas me puse la segunda vacuna del COVID. So ahorita ando como media like me está entrando el chip. No se crean. But like my body is sore, like I'm good, but my body is just sore and like I work out, pero me siento diferentes. Así que si quieren les voy a estar leyendo las historias y me voy a estar pintando mis uñas. Aquí tengo mi máquina de gel. I'm literally the queen of buying stuff a lo pendejo. Literally. Like, I don't know where me sentí como bien urgida, me entró algo y que empiezo a comprar todo para las uñas. A maquinita to do your nails at home is like a super good investment porque si estás a la prisa y te puedes hacer tus toes, because I love how gel looks on the toes, so I do my own. And then for my nail polishes, I use the Kiara Sky. I love these. They have such a nice glossy finish. Y tengo estos brillitos, aquí tengo más, como con letras y así, a ver qué me pongo. So a lot of you me escribieron historias, pero no cabían in the question thing. Pero son truchos porque me la mandaron por direct message y ahí sí cabe toda. Voy a empezar con esta historia. So this person said, so my family lived in this house in Santa Ana on Bush Street. What was this beautiful blue house, or so it looked like on the outside. It was my mom and 6 kids and my dad. I wasn't born yet, but my brothers and sisters were already going to school, and so they remember everything. My oldest sister said that one day around 5 p.m. in the afternoon, she was looking at the backyard and the swing that my dad made was swinging like crazy. That's so scary, dude, when there's no wind and the swing is just like, ¡ay, ya cállese! Estoy tratando de grabar para comprarle croquetas. ¡Cállese! ¡Cállese! Uno aquí partiéndose su madre trabajando, ¿eh? ¡Cállese! Debe decir a su papá. As I was saying, that is so scary when there is no wind and then I hear stories about swings moving. Because I've seen some videos and like los columpios, yeah, they're like all like aggressively moving. And it's just super trippy. She said, mind you, there was no wind that day. And she said it was aggressively swinging. Oh my god, yes, like what I said. And suddenly just stopped. Like creepy, just paused. Like if someone was holding it. Oh my god, dude. I literally imagine something creepy holding a swing. Next day, she says she was sleeping and everyone woke up to what sounded like all of the dishes being thrown on the ground and break. One by one, when everyone went out to check, they say that nothing was broken. Doors being slammed, lights on and off. But the most scary shit that happened was one night my uncle, oh my god, more scary? Like, girl, this is already scary. One night, my uncle went over to spend the night in our basement. Since we had no extra space, so around 3 a.m. he was yelling like crazy for my dad. And mind you, it was 3 a.m. He was yelling like someone was killing him. When my dad got up and checked, the basement door was locked and we didn't lock it. And for some reason, my dad couldn't open it. It was like someone was holding it shut. And my uncle was banging the door with both hands, screaming that he is going to kill me. He is going to kill me. He was saying when the door finally opened, my uncle came running in the door, crying like a child. And he is a grown man, like a 40-year-old man. Un señor llorando, dude. Like, that says it all. Señores don't cry. So yeah, he told my dad. I know. He told the dad that the devil was beating him up in the basement and he was laughing. I know. Persínense ahorita. And that the devil was laughing while he slapped him and beat him up. At first, my dad did not want to believe him, but girl, my uncle screamed and said, "How do you think I made this up?" Looked at me still in tears, and he showed my dad his back, and he had wounds that only something with claws could make. Deep claw wounds. He was bleeding, saying that while he was banging the door, I know, the devil was clawing the shit out of his back. And that was the last straw for my parents, who wanted nothing to do with that house anymore and moved out. But after that, wherever we went, it seemed that thing followed us. So if you would like to hear the crazy journey we had in this next house, I will be glad to share. Girl, please tell us the chisme. I heard another noise. Now I'm fucking scared. And Goofy's staring at the door too. Alright guys, so right now, to make it like a little less scary, I'm gonna start doing my nails. Y aquí tengo otra historia que les voy a estar leyendo. I'm just gonna file them a little bit. I'm gonna try to do like an oval shape. Dude, these nail files are so bomb. So we started off strong with those stories. Y ya les encontré una que está bien buena. Damn, you guys are literally playing no games with these stories. Así que les voy a leer esta. Y dice: tengo un primo en México que tiene una banda y por eso viajan mucho a diferentes ranchos a tocar. Okay, I could relate to that. My boyfriend is a músico, so. En una ocasión que venían de tocar, como a eso de las 3 a.m., el chofer que manejaba el autobús de la banda se paró. Se paró en Oxxo para comprar un café y no se quedaran dormidos en el camino. Mi primo cuenta que cuando se bajaron, un vagabundo se acercó a limpiar el parabrisas del autobús. Mi primo pensó en pagarle, pero no tenía cambio. Entonces decidió entrar a la tienda para comprar algo de comer y cambiar el billete que traía para poderle dar algo de cambio al vagabundo. Cuando salió a pagarle, se dio cuenta de que ya no estaba. Pues como ya no estaba, agarraron carretera y como haciéndole plática al chofer para que no se quedara dormido a media carretera. Cuenta mi primo que al ver por el espejo retrovisor de la puerta, miró al vagabundo corriendo a la misma velocidad del autobús. Which is impossible. He said que tenía cuerpo de animal. Y así lo siguió un buen rato hasta que lo perdieron en el camino. Dude, that is so creepy. I wonder what kind of body he had de animal. That's why you don't trust anyone. Like, you never know who could they be or what they could be. Talking about like an animal body, like chasing the camion. It reminds me of a story. There's like a leyenda about a gallo, no? That like pushes camiones when you travel. It's like a giant gallo. I think it's like a charro riding a giant gallo, something like that. This next story says, so I went to Texas to visit my grandma and we were having a pool party. So we put our baby cousin to sleep in a room that's known for having weird energy. We started wondering cómo estaba él, so we went to the room and it was locked and we couldn't get it open. So my uncle kind of pushed his way in and my baby cousin was crying loudly y todo desesperado, but we couldn't hear it on the outside, and there was a pillow over his head. which is weird because we didn't really have a pillow by him. We put blankets para que no se vaya a caer. More scary shit has happened in that room, but that's the only scary sus thing I encountered. But when my sister visits, she hears a lot of things in that room. Y se supone que un señor se murió en esa casa antes de que era de mi abuelita. Dude, things involving babies just make it even scarier. Like, ¿quién le quisiera hacer una maldad a un bebé? You know what also creeps me out about babies? That there's like brujas that try to take them in Mexico. I've heard stories about that. They say also que hay como un fantasma de la alberca. I remember when I was a little girl, I went to my cousin's birthday party and there was like this giant pool. And I remember hearing señoras tell my mom, oye, ten cuidado con el niño porque el no sé qué del agua. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I remember it was not one, but like a few ladies telling my mom that. And I was just so scared. I was like, are they serious? Also, how could a baby wake up with a fucking, like, a pillow over his head? I imagine the pillow así como con la funda en la cabeza type of thing. How scary. I'm reading the stories. And one of you put, my aunt back in the day loved to play the board and ended up possessed by a soldier from war. I love scary shit, but things about possessions and exorcisms, I don't even like to look at that. So if I ever do a video about something like that, you guys better appreciate it. So there's a short story. It says, one night I was sleeping with my sister in her room and the doorknob kept twisting on its own and wouldn't stop. We also heard La Llorona by my bedroom window and it would stop when my mom got up. Have you guys heard La Llorona here? Like in the States? Cause that's crazy. Funny story, you guys remember the vlog cuando mi papá se puso hasta la madre en el panteón? Look, this is such a pretty pink. Well, crazy story, but my mom said que esa noche se oían llantos afuera, que se oía como una señora llorando. She was like, yo creo es una pinche llorona o una alma en pena, because my dad literally, like, we don't know what happened to him and he doesn't even know either. Like, thinking about it, it's kind of creepy. My dad never passes out and he passed out in a cemetery. You never know. What if it was like, I don't know, I don't want to say they were trying to take him, but what if he like fell on a grave or something todo pedo and like they got mad? Oh my god, you guys, what I just read. This person said, my Teletubby toy started cussing me out in the middle of the night. It was said that a couple of Teletubby toys were saying cuss and slur words. Look it up. We took the batteries out of the Teletubby and it was still cussing. That's creepy. Because like, what if it was the toy just being poseído? Or what if it was like someone hacking it? You know how se dice that there's people that hack those cameras? I think that's so creepy. We have a camera and I was just being so like, what if someone's watching me? Like, I've seen que hay hasta viejos that hack those baby cameras. They look pretty cute. I'm gonna put them en la luz para que se sequen. Y les voy a buscar otra historia. Oh my god, huge shout out to this person because she wrote 4 different stories. This person said, I was visiting my family in Cuernavaca. I was around 9-10 years old at the time. The layout of the house is a bit confusing, pero I'll try to explain the best that I can. There's 2 floors that belong to my family and then a large backyard that had another house at the end, but it belonged to another family. Dude, the houses in Mexico are just fucking weird, huh? My mom said that in her house in Mexico, she literally had to cross a big ass hallway to get to the restroom. And she would imagine so many things in that hallway. And I went and it's literally a big ass hallway. Like, it's crazy. The way they entered their house was through a small gate that had a mini creepy dark alley on the side of the family's house. I remember I wanted to stay the night but didn't want to sleep in between my tío and tía because they snored. Haha. Girl, yes, that's annoying. I decided to sleep on the 2nd floor with my cousin. The 2nd floor was mostly outside, if that makes sense. And the only rooms indoors were 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. The bedroom I was staying in had no windows, only mini gates to close the gaps that were windows. That were windows for them. Out of one of the windows, if you look, just making sure nothing is here. I'm scared. Alright, I'm gonna paint my nails while I read this. If you look down, you could see the dark, creepy alleyway. I remember playing the PS2 really late, around 3 a.m., when I heard a weird sound. I looked back at the window and could have swore I saw something, but thought maybe I was tired and went to bed. I woke up in the morning with both arms covered in huge rashes. I told my family and they panicked. It turns out that a little girl died in the alleyway, and they thought she was the one who did this. Apparently, one night they had a guest staying upstairs. My aunt, we will call her Bertha, was good friends with this guest named Ruby. Ruby helped my tia out a lot. So when it was around 2 a.m. and Ruby heard my tia calling out to her, she naturally started going down to the stairs but stopped midway. She thought her voice sounded weird and different. When she looked over the edge, she saw a little girl mimicking my tia's voice. Ruby panicked and ran inside the room. That's when they became aware of this little girl. They don't know when or how she died, but she often plays tricks on my family. That's creepy. It has happened to me in our old house in Bell Gardens. Some weird stuff would happen there sometimes. But me ha pasado that I've heard my mom calling me and she's like, no, yo no te estaba llamando. Has that happened to you guys? So this is what I'm doing, pero la cámara no alcanza a agarrar esto, but yeah, I'm doing my nails in this little maquinita. Alright, so this person came through with the stories, and this is another story that she sent. She said, Ruby actually told me a story about her village that she experienced. I visited her village before, and the best way I could describe it would be like those sand villages in Minecraft. Her house was as small as a studio with no running water, and right next to a mountain and cornfield. That's already creepy. Ahí van a salir los niños del maíz. The village had a lot of history and scary legends to it. She said one night around 2-3 a.m., her and her family were all sleeping on the floor. Ruby was sleeping near the door when she heard laughter and a lot of movement. She looked outside and saw her sister dancing. She asked her sister what the hell was wrong with her and why the fuck was she dancing at this hour. Her sister turned to look at her and had a huge grin. She told Ruby to follow her. She had something to show her. Ruby ended up following her down a creek before she realized that her sister was walking very weirdly. Ay, no manches, that's so scary. Very weirdly to even be drunk. She described it as something mimicking a human. I literally imagine her walking toda tuerta. Like, ay, no manches, qué miedo. She said she stopped following her and headed home. She was way too weirded out and she was about to sleep. Her actual sister cussed her out and asked her what the f was she doing up that late, and she yelled at her back, telling her that she should be the one asking. She explained to her sister what happened and her face went white. Her sister said, that wasn't me, I was asleep the whole time. The creek Ruby was almost fully going into was a creek where a little boy fell to his death. Apparently after specific hours, no one is allowed to go as he is known to push people down the creek to their deaths. A friend of the family once went down there drunk and was shoved by what he described as a pale young boy. He luckily survived but was very hurt. Alright, I'm gonna do a second coat to my nails. I have these brillitos. I'm gonna put some... You know, Gabby actually inspired me to do my nails. Gabby Aguayo. Because I saw that she did her nails. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do mine. And you know how I told you guys I've been feeling the short nails lately because I go to the gym a lot. No sé si me pongo brillitos. O también tengo estos que son como chochitos. I don't know. I kind of want to put the black and white. I also have letters, but I just suck at placing stuff on the nail. I feel like it looks so awkward. I don't want my nails to touch anything because they're sticky. You know what? I think I'm gonna use these black and white chochitos because they're already pink. I need to add like a little bit of chica darks because I'm like half and half, you know? I don't know how to feel about it. Se mira medio culero, ¿verdad? No me mientan. Or does it look cute? It kind of looks like googly eyes. So that's kind of cute. You know what? Voy a calar estos brillitos. Tengo miedo que la voy a cagar. Alright, there's no going back after these. I already added the brillitos. And I think this looks more better and more simple. Y mientras les voy a estar leyendo la última historia. Esta historia dice, this happened in my boyfriend's uncle's house in Las Vegas. We lived here for a whole month and I was experiencing some weird shit on my own. Everyone in the house was a skeptic about the paranormal, and one night at 3 a.m., me and my boyfriend were sleeping and a whole cup of water that I left 5 feet away with no water was thrown to our bed. And we were soaking wet. Me and my boyfriend were tripping out and we told his cousin and he kind of shrugged it off. And days passed, then one day early in the morning, me and my boyfriend saw his uncle walking slowly to the kitchen, face down, so we thought, dude, nobody was even in the house. We ended up telling the uncle and turns out somebody committed suicide in that house. I know. And the uncle told us that his Alexa would put some weird demonic shit, nobody being around, but he was unbothered. Anyways, a hermana from church told me, you live in a house that has something in there that doesn't like you, and that was enough for me and my boyfriend to leave. But for our last night, our laptop that had been dead with no battery played a weird ass song in the middle of the night. Like, what the fuck? But thank God that happened for me and my boyfriend to get our shit together and get an apartment on our own. Anyway, for anyone trying to know, the house is on 5566 Carrot Street. I think it's vacant at the moment. Even looking at the outside of the house just scares me. God bless. No manches, me dio miedo because I have an Alexa and a Google, but like, thank God nothing like that has ever happened, but that gives me something else to be worried about. Así me quedaron mis uñitas. They honestly look okay, like ni fu ni fa, you know? And like, obviously no soy profesional, pero así me quedaron. Look, they match my pink mal de ojo bracelet. Dude, this bracelet is so cute. By the time you guys see this, it's going to be available on Velvet Angel. Me gusta que el ojito está rosita. Y bueno, my loves, esto es todo para el video de hoy. Si les gustó, regálenme un like aquí abajito y suscríbanse. No se les vaya a olvidar prender sus notificaciones para que estén ahí en chinga para el próximo video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!